All right, just we got a few new folks. Just a quick reminder, cell phones, just if you could turn those off, anybody new. And we'll welcome the Gonzaga student athletes. We have Jordan Matthews, Nigel Williams-Goss, and Shimmer Karnowski to the dais, and we will open it up to questions. So we have mics in the back. Anybody put your hands up, and we'll bring a microphone over to you. Let's jump on the left side here, a couple rows back. Go to Jeff first.
Yeah, Jeff Ferrado with the San Jose Mercury News. Nigel, can you talk about when Jordan arrived? He arrived kind of late in the summer, I know. What was it like, and just sort of transitioning him onto the team, and how's he been for you guys in terms of fitting in and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, just a credit to our team. We just kind of welcomed him, right in. Me and Jordan had a previous relationship because we played on the same AU team together. Our last summer of AU with California Supreme. So I already knew Jordan, so I kind of was kind of like that median and kind of, introduced him to the team and everything like that. But we have a family atmosphere over at Gonzaga, and it was the same for me when I transferred over. Everyone was really accepting, and we knew he was going to be a big piece for us this year. And it's just been great to have his maturity level, his leadership, and then obviously, all the things he brings on the floor. So he's just been a great addition for us, and the transition was really easy, and just a credit to the team for welcoming him and myself with open arms.
Stay right there.
Josh Dubois with Associated Press. For Jordan and Nigel, you guys both played in Pac-12 and now WCC. Do you think the way that this tournament's gone with the success of some of the Pac-12 teams and you guys, that West Coast basketball is getting maybe a little more respect?
Yeah, I mean, there are 4 teams from the West Coast in the round of 16, 3 Pac-12 schools and us. I don't think it's ever been a lack of respect thing. It's just, the time difference. Our games are a little bit later. Just the way the tournament goes. I mean, it could have easily been the other way around, and all 4 of us would have lost. But because we're here, I think we're in the spotlight now, and we have to make the most of it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, similar to what he said, I just think obviously the West Coast has been playing really well this year, and, making the most of our opportunity, and just hopefully we can keep it going.
Questions? Oh, in the front, second row on the left.
Mr. Karnowski, if you could sort of speak to maybe how this team is different than the past few years. I mean, you guys have obviously been very good for a long time, but how much expectation is there in Spokane of reaching the Final Four, and this year you guys seem to have taken a step forward? What's different?
I mean, obviously every year there's expectation like that, so there's no different mindset, But I think, this year we have a lot of weapons that we can use. There are guys that can hit threes. We have size inside, so if one thing isn't going well for us, we can go to a different thing and score off of that. So I think that's really good for our team to be that versatile. And at the same time, we play hard defense, and I think that's been a huge difference maker for us this year as well.
Stay on the left there, fourth row.
Question for Shimmick. Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post newspaper. Just kind of wondering, do you ever kind of look back on last year and everything that you had to go through just to get healthy, to play again, and kind of see how far you've come along this year? Everything that you went through last year, is it even part of your thought process anymore?
I mean, not right now. I'm just trying to enjoy the moment right now. But obviously there have been some, some situations that I thought about it during the season, and I'm just really grateful for another chance. And it kind of taught me a lot to just be appreciative and appreciative, and make sure that you live in the moment, that and living in the moment.
How difficult was that to go through that? I understand you could barely walk or couldn't get out of bed in the morning. What was, on a daily basis?
I mean, first of all, just being limited with basketball, but, second of all, I was just limited with daily activities, like you said, just walking, preparing my own food, getting out of bed, stuff like that. So it was tough for me because I've always been kind of close to sport. My dad has been basketball coach since I can remember, so I was always around the gym, and, just not being able to do that stuff, it was sad for me, but at the same time, I had a great support system with my coaches, my parents, all my teammates. They were there for me whenever I needed them, and it was huge for me just to just to be there in that position. My position wasn't the best, but they were always there for me.
Let's go second row there. Let's hit those guys again.
Jordan, after spending 3 years in the Bay Area at Cal, now you're back here for arguably the biggest games of your life. What's this like for you?
It's a lot of fun. Lately, basketball's taken a different tune for me. It's always been highly competitive and highly stressful. But my parents told me you need to soak this in and enjoy it. And being around these guys has been the best time of my life. And coming to Gonzaga, it was the best decision I think I've ever made. It was difficult at first, but to be in this position, playing against a great team in West Virginia with an opportunity to move on, is just something I'll take forward and enjoy tomorrow moving forward.
Josh?
And Nigel, have you guys seen anything similar to West Virginia's press this year, and how do you go about attacking it?
Well, I think, no one is exactly like West Virginia. I mean, they lead the nation in forced turnover, so you can't really simulate or duplicate, what they try to do defensively. But all year long, we've given credit to our coaches for getting us prepared and dialed in the game plans. And I feel like tomorrow's the same thing. I feel like the last couple of days in practice, they've come up with some really good ideas and schemes of how we're going to attack the press. And I feel like it's just our job to go out there and execute it. It's not going to be any surprise of what they're going to do, so it's not like we're going to be, like I said, surprised that, about the pressure or anything like that. We just have to execute our game plan. We know it's not going to be the prettiest game, probably turn the ball over some, but really try to limit our live ball turnovers. We feel like, even if we turn the ball over and it goes out of bounds or something, we can set our defense. We have a lot of confidence in that. So just trying to be strong, trying to be physical, and execute our coach's game plan. We feel like we'll be all right.
Go on the right, Dan.
Hey, Nigel, Dan Walken from USA Today. Just curious, did Findlay Prep change sort of the recruiting dynamics on the West Coast? Obviously, I know you spent time there, and just curious because there had never really been anything like that sort of in the West, and I was just curious if you'd noticed any sort of change in how the West Coast is recruited.
I don't know if it's changed the recruiting landscape, but I mean, it was the first major prep school on the West Coast. I mean, before Findlay, it was kind of Oak Hill, Montrose Christian, schools out east. So I think it was a big outlet for us kids on the West to have an opportunity to go to a prep school, like I said, like an Oak Hill, but not having to travel so far. So I definitely think it was a great thing that they started, and I think now you've seen more prep schools develop here on the West Coast. So I think it was just really good for prep school players to have an opportunity to play at that level here on the West Coast. And I mean, obviously, with the record of producing high-level Division I players, it kind of works out for everyone.
Go on the front up here on the left.
Jordan Runkrutchik from the San Francisco Chronicle. How are you different, if at all, as a player with Gonzaga than you were at Cal?
I think my role is, in a weird way, expanded at Gonzaga because I've learned some things at Gonzaga I didn't really want to accept at first, but they really helped playing on 2 feet, different kinds of passes to get the ball in the post, and playing with other great players. Not that I didn't play with great players at Cal, has just forced you to step up your game. Our red shirts and our red squad, we have some really good players on there, so going up against them every day, it just adds facets to your game that you haven't had, and it makes you better because you're making mistakes every day, and it's hard every day. So I think I've added some dimensions to my game this year that I didn't have last year. Rebound.
On the back right.
Sarah Cazell for the W.TV. Shem, your beard is looking fluffier and more glorious than the last time I saw you in Vegas. Is there any sort of postseason wager going on?
Not really, just all natural,
That's just you.
Just how it is.
Any other questions? Nope. Okay, we're good. Thanks, guys. You're dismissed. Just a reminder, Gonzaga locker room is open until 2, and we'll have Coach Few in a few moments. Thanks. This is Gonzaga. This is Gonzaga. Okay. I'm gonna grab get Xavier in the hole. Oh, and you have the Xavier. Can I grab the Xavier roster too? They got 5 guys too, so. Thanks. quick. I just don't want to turn into everybody going back there because nobody's supposed to be back yet. That's the issue. That's the issue. I mean, if you were then go back, you go into the. Or you, if you're the team photographer, go walk in with Barry. Just figure it out. As long as it doesn't interrupt. Yeah, as long as there's no flash, these guys get upset. So. Well, they already came in, though, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just for future. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe for Friday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it's pretty dark back there too. So. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. No. All right, we'd like to welcome Gonzaga head coach Mark Few to the dais. Just a quick note, cell phones, if you can just turn those off if you've just walked in. And we'll have Coach give us an opening statement, then we'll open it up to questions to the floor.
Well, it's an awesome feeling and accomplishment for our team to be in their third Sweet 16 and get another whole week together. The guys are excited. The coaches are apprehensive about playing somebody like West Virginia and what they bring. So, it's been an exciting week of preparation.
Hands for questions? We'll go just to the left.
Josh Dubois with Associated Press. Mark, how do you go about simulating West Virginia's press in practice? What do you do to prepare for it?
You can't. I mean, God bless them. I got a great red squad, we call them, made up with, some of our scholarship guys and some of our walk-ons. So, it's impossible to simulate the intensity, the physicality, just the relentlessness that West Virginia brings. But that being said, I mean, our red squad probably did as good a job this week as they ever have all year, with just literally fouling us multiple times on every possession, and it was as physical a week of practice. And you want to prepare your guys, but you also don't want anybody to get hurt. You want all hands on deck Thursday. So it was kind of got through to this morning's practice, the last one before tomorrow, and so everybody's healthy. So that's a win right there.
Questions? We got one. Back right. We'll go.
Tim Bondas from the Washington Post. Bob was talking about his friendship with you earlier when he was in here, and you guys seem kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum. I was just kind of curious where that friendship started and what you think of him.
Opposite ends of the spectrum, what does that mean? Yeah, you know what? I think yes and no. You know what? I mean, we both love to coach. I think we're both real. Kind of what you see is what you get. That's what I love about Hugs. The hugs you guys see is the same hugs I see when it's just me and him, or maybe him and a couple other coaching buddies. he's just a great guy. I mean, he's a great coach. His teams play hard. They're always tough, but he loves his players, and you can tell his players love and respect him. And he's a real guy. There's nothing. He's not, this persona over here, and then he's a totally different person behind all that. I totally respect him for that. And yeah, we've had some good times together. I think we enjoy hanging out and talking. And he knows I like to fish. He theoretically, supposedly likes to fish. I've never seen it or seen any pictures or anything, but he talks about it. I think he goes up to the lake and kind of does other things, sitting in the boat.
Go on the left.
Well, you guys have obviously been playing at a pretty high level for a while now, but it seems like some of the other teams in the West Coast have stepped up their play. What have you seen just in general from that? And do you see improved play? Any reasons why the schools out here have gotten better?
I mean, I don't know that they were bad before. I just think sometimes these things are cyclical, and I think, if you kind of really, drill it down a little bit, the teams are a little bit older and experienced. I mean, I said all year, like even preseason rankings, nobody realized how old UCLA was and just how much experience they have coming back. I mean, a lot of those guys we played against in the Sweet 16 game that we won to go to the Elite Eight, 3 years ago, or whenever that was, down in Houston, and they're back. I think Arizona's an older team. Oregon is an older team with a lot of experience, and then we're kind of a new team with what we got put together, but we have some older, more experienced guys. So I would probably look at that aspect more than anything.
Can we go far back left, standing?
Coach Jeff Coyle with West Virginia Illustrated. I know you won't know until you go up against it tomorrow, and you said you're trying to simulate it, but what is it about Nigel, the rest of the guys that you'll put out there on the court, that you feel like they have some of those attributes that can handle the pressure that you'll face tomorrow?
Well, they're tough. I mean, they've shown you're not going to be soft and go 34-1. Not with the preseason schedule we play, and I think St. Mary's showed themselves very well in the NCAA tournament. I mean, just ask the Arizona guys about them, and again, and just when you're at Gonzaga, you get everybody's best shot. So I think the fact that our guys are at this juncture of the season, 34-1, we've proven ourselves to have some toughness and have some will, and that's what it takes against West Virginia, because they're going to bring it.
When you look at what they'll try to do, they'll try to speed you up. A lot of teams, including yourselves, seem to try to slow it down. Is that more of a physical?
I don't remember us ever slowing it down.
Well, I guess.
I mean, I've tried, but haven't been very successful with this group at times.
Run your offense in the face of how they will try to speed you up. What are the ways that you do counteract that when they try to get you out of the things that you will set up?
I mean, you know what? We just need to play. I think this is probably one of those areas where we're going to play instinctually and play off feel, and you don't really need to call sets or things like that. But there's also, there's an advantage to us for directing the ball to certain places that we need to make them deal with. So we'll certainly there'll be some of that going on too. We're not just going to roll it out and run up and down and do that. But I think we averaged over 80 points a game this year. So we consistently always play as fast as anybody. But it comes down to taking care of the ball. That's been a big stat for us all year because we've been so efficient on the offensive end. And then I really think we got to, our defense has got to show, and we've got to really buckle down and block them out. They're one of the sneaky stats is their offensive rebound percentage and just how effective they are there.
Stay on the left.
Coach Few, Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post newspaper. One question on Shem, just what he had to go through last year. Was there ever a worry at all, maybe just basketball, he's not going to get it back? Or he's not
no. That was my thought probably till, I don't know, June maybe, was when he finally started turning the corner for basketball-wise. Initially it was just, we got to help this kid somehow just get back to normal activity, a normal life where he can, get up and get in and out of bed. It was a struggle, and then to get in, to fit a 7-foot, 300+ pound guy into a car and get from point A to point B. It just, for long stretches from probably, December 1st, through the winter, that's all we were concerned with. And I think, it's a miracle that he's here playing it. It really, truly is. And I think all of us were hoping just for that, first of all, and then now we're just kind of, playing with house money, so to speak. And it's just so rewarding and moving to just see him functioning on the floor. And he's actually probably moving better than he ever has, which is a real credit to him, his docs, our training staff, everybody.
Another question with you and Coach Huggins. It seems like both of you guys are very avid fishermen, and I'm just kind of wondering.
Again, he talks about it a lot. I mean, I have witnesses. My wife can show you my calendar, pictures. I don't get any of that from him. I think he sits in the boat a lot. I'm just not sure what. I think we all know what's going on, but anyway, go ahead.
I was kind of wondering, fishing is it another way to kind of get away from things? So what does it mean for ball coaches?
Oh, I mean it's a way. No offense, to get away from all of this, and just to be alone or to be. Some of the places I'm blessed to go fishing are the most beautiful places in the entire world when you're there. And, you just take it in, it drops you down a couple notches. They're the type of places that, I mean, if you came into them with any doubt there was a God, you leave no, there is a God. This is impossible to have if, without somebody creating it. It's a great way. I can think about recruiting. I can think about my team. I can just do a lot of soul searching out there, and yet it's a challenge. It's competitive. It's all of that. And then I mean, my wife will tell you. I think my team will tell you. If I do it some days on our days off, you come back a better coach. You're just in a better place, and not as surly, not as salty, not as negative, and you're just in a way better place. Works for me. Yeah.
We got time for maybe one
Other
or two
guys
more?
take naps and eat, drink. I fish.
We good? Anybody else? No? All right. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
It's just about closed now. We'll have Xavier next. We'll have Coach Chris Mack first, and then the student athletes, which will be Tyreek Jones, Quentin Gooden, Edmund Sumner, Trayvon Blewett, and J.P. McCura. He's first, yes. Yeah, there's not supposed to be any video in here. They're supposed to plug in back there. So if anybody's, that's a quick picture, I guess, is one thing. But it's supposed to plug into the box. 'Cause it's live. Yeah, you have to do it in there anyway. Yeah, just because we don't know that, I guess. So yeah. Yeah. It was going to be, yes, it's Trier and Kadeem, right? Trier and Kadeem, Alan, right? Yes.